Alright, a little bit different adventure today. I just had my wife drop me off on the Mississippi River at the Clearwater, Minnesota access point. There's a DNR DNR campsite down here called Oak Island. It's about 5 river miles down. I'm going to paddle down there and camp for the night. So a little bit different adventure this time, more on the water than by walking. So we'll be back on here in a bit. It's going under Highway 24. A lot of people have driven over the bridge. This sort of looks like from the bottom of the bridge. Just upstream from the campsite, and kind of the last light of the sunset here. What a beautiful evening. Oak Island's about straight in front of me right now. It doesn't look like there's anybody else here tonight, so we have the whole place to ourselves. Set up the tent, find some wood, cook some dinner. We are home for the night. Alright, before it gets too dark here, set up for the night now out here on Oak Island. It's getting pretty dark. There's not a whole lot of light left. But got the marmot set up and get a fire going here pretty soon. Cook some dinner. Let's take a look at it from the other side here. The light's a little bit better. My problem with this campsite is this, which is the Becker power plant, which you can definitely hear. I was more worried about hearing cars from the interstate that's a couple miles off to the west here, but definitely can't hear the cars with that power plant. Something to think about. So good spot though, right on the water. So we got too dark out to see without using the headlights. I had to break that out, but tonight's dinner is going to be chicken or Sierra chicken pasta from Alpine Air. I've had these before. These are pretty good. Never had this particular meal before. We're going to break out the MSR and cook this stuff up and have a little dinner. We've got some neighbors tonight. Got a whole bunch of Canada geese that landed out here. So I'll see if I can zoom in on them here so you can see them. So these guys are going to be hanging out with me tonight too, I'm guessing. I'll be here for the night now. We'll find a spot where they can get out of the current and just kind of hang out probably on one of the other islands that are just upstream here. God, what a beautiful night though. Holy cow, I don't know if you guys heard that. But here we go again with the power plant that's over there. Holy cow, maybe jump out of my skin. Hope that doesn't keep going all night. Okay, got a good fire going now. Time to eat some dinner. This power plant behind me is going to drive me nuts so tonight. Here about 45 minutes ago, they started up something that sounds like a jet engine over there. So yeah, that's totally not cool. I thought it'd be quiet here at night, but man, I tell you what, all the times I paddle past that, it hasn't been like that during the day. You'd think they would leave that off at night. It'd be a little quieter anyhow, so. Yeah, time to grab the food and have some chow. Pretty nice morning. It's about 7 o'clock. Slept pretty good last night. One interesting thing about setting up camp in the dark is just when you think you got flat ground, it may not be that way when you actually go to bed. I found that out last night, where I had just a little bit of a downhill from right to left in the frame here, and because I use a Big Agnes sleeping pad, it's pretty slippery. It kept sliding all night down back towards the water side, so you know, I made it through. Fire's dead out, so gonna have some breakfast this morning and have about an 8-mile paddle to get out of here. So a beautiful morning. So I'm walking up the bank from the river. It's down here. This is the actual campsite up here. I just felt like sleeping by the water last night, so I made my camp down there. But climb up the top. It's got the fire ring, which, as usual, people don't take their garbage out with them. Drives me nuts. And it's got a picnic table, and down the trail here, they do have a wilderness latrine set up. So if you're camping here, at least there's some type of facilities. So I'm gonna take a walk. Show you the other side of the island here. This is the view out the other side. This is classified as a wild and scenic river in Minnesota through this stretch, so you don't see a lot of development. There's homes along here, but most of them are well set back from the river, and the river's still got a very natural look to it, so very nice place. And there's my campsite from last night. Leaving it just like we found it. Nice campsite. You can see a far shore over here. This is actually a city park. It's owned by, I believe it's Becker, Minnesota. This is Snuffy's Landing. It's another pretty popular spot for people to put in at for either kayaking or canoeing. If you're gonna do a day trip, like just down to Monticello or something on the river, this is a good spot to put in at. Or you can put in up by Clearwater and come down to here too. Either way, if you keep moving, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Digging around, you could probably stretch it into more than that, but yeah, nice spot back here other than the power plant again. Of which I should mention, it quieted down really good last night after those couple of times when someone like the world's biggest propane torch going off. It wasn't bad. So yeah, it was quiet last night. You can hear the plant. It just kind of makes a rushing sound. It almost sounds like water moving, but it's the plant. So anyhow, we got about an hour and a half to go down to Monticello and give the wife a holler and see if she'll come up and pick me up. So this is the water inlet for the Becker coal plant, the power plant last night that was downstream. The power plant itself is up here, upriver, but this is where they pull the water in for the power plant. We're coming up on the Monticello nuclear plant. The river's going to split here. Straight in front of me, you're going to see a big rock. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera right now because of the wide angle lens. But during times of low water, if you come through here, you're going to want to take the channel to the right. It's an island. And the water goes through that one a little deeper, a little faster. It's a little bit longer though too. Plus it brings it right up in front of the plant. It's kind of freaky. There's nothing that says you can't do it. But otherwise, there's a string of small islands to the left side. And that's the way I usually go. It's just pretty much a straight channel right through to the water outlet for the nuke plant. But right now, the river flows above 5,000 cubic feet per second, which is kind of in the middle for this river. So I'm going to take the route to the left today. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but there's this massive amounts of steam coming off the cooling ponds at the nuke plant here. So. Looks cool. Now it's actually condensing out and sprinkling on us. That's weird. Who would have thought that would happen? Get up here on the other side and look back, it might even be a rainbow. It's coming down pretty good. Let's see. There's the spillway for the power plant, which has created kind of a unique thing around here where in the wintertime it dumps water out that's about 50 degrees. And it keeps the river open. So you see a lot of people that come back here to fish along the edge as close as you can get to it in the wintertime for open water fishing. So it's kind of cool. Oh, we do have a rainbow back here. I don't know if it's going to show up on the camera very well. Just a hint of a rainbow that I missed. It's kind of cool. coming up on Montissippi Park. It's a city park for, actually it's county park for Wright County. This is another takeout spot if you start out at Snuffy's or Clearwater. It can be kind of tricky to get into sometimes, especially if the water's high. We're in Monticello, Minnesota now. This is the Highway 25 bridge that connects Sherburne County to Wright County. I just called the wife to tell her to come pick me up. I'll be taken out at Ellison Park. That's about half a mile down the river here. And hang out for a little bit and wait for her to come get us, and we'll put the final nail on this trip.